our screens in it, but it's showing our chat. Okay, here we go.
All right. Hello,
There we go.
everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the JH Show. We are live. We have special guest Jade here, who is girlfriend to Jeff, and we talked about doing a one-on-one podcast, and so we're gonna do it tonight. It's gonna be fun. Um, I've got to tell. I'll probably talk about this tomorrow. Tomorrow's our main podcast with the boys and everything. I'm gonna tell you about this crazy Monday. This week has been kind of wild. So Monday I started a new job I work for the same company. It's a construction company, but I got moved to a new site, which is basically just starting up. Like they just poured concrete for the base of this building. There's 20 people at max at where I'm working. So I get there and the supervisor, the guy that's over everybody, was like, because we usually do a morning stretch and flex is what it's called. We just stretch all our muscles and get ready for the day. After that, he's like, here, take this ayahuasca. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is,
What?
it's basically a psychedelic, and it's usually a 6-hour trip. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding. This is a Monday. I have work to do, dude. So I'm like, well, I've never tried it before, so I thought, fuck it. The supervisor, the guy that's over everybody, that's supposed to be in charge, is like, all right, you try this. So I was like, fuck it. So for 6 hours, I was tripping balls, and I was trying to work. I guess it was like 4.5 because it starts
Did
to,
you throw up?
decline. No, I didn't. Um,
Okay.
I got close. I got close a couple times. But I was just like my head was like all over the place. If you've ever done LSD or if you've ever done psychedelics, it's very similar.
I
But
can't
it was
imagine trying to work.
oh my God, it was so difficult trying to work and
I can't.
I realized so I was pulling off these wooden forms, these boards off of this concrete and I realized how fucked up I was when I realized I couldn't even run the drill. I'm trying to pull these the brackets off, and I'm like, oh my God. It was, I just had to laugh. I learned three things from that trip. Number one, it's almost impossible to work when you're that gone, and I'm surprised I got as much done as I did. Uh, the second thing was Pink Floyd is so good on any psychedelic or whatever. Like, I just threw on Pink Floyd and I was vibing. Thank God I was working by myself, away from everybody else, because I was gone. Um, and I just was listening to Pink Floyd and I was just enjoying myself working. And the crazy thing is, it was like 90 degrees outside and I couldn't feel the heat. I was just I could feel the moisture in the air. I was like more aware of that. It was so weird. It was a really weird feeling. Um and it was such an experience. The third thing I learned is I was thinking about one of my best friends that I have in VR chat, Josh. And I just was thinking about him. I was like, that person makes me so happy. And I was like, oh yeah, I love Josh. Anyway, so things you think about when you're on psychedelics.
That's really random.
Yeah,
It's Josh.
yeah.
Yes.
I love Josh. He's a great
Feel
person.
that.
So,
Josh,
um,
wherever you are,
hell
good
yeah.
job, man. Air loves you.
So, before we get into the main topic, I'm gonna let you introduce your topic. But before we do that, I want to talk about um, I've been DJing in VR chat, and I don't know why, but for Mondays are usually the most popular nights when I'm DJing. It's
I've
crazy.
noticed that. I've noticed that.
And
I've
okay,
noticed.
so why do you think that is? So I DJ, we'll get into DJing a bit, but why do you think Monday's so popular?
I have no idea. I really don't. I couldn't tell you.
So, I don't know either, but it's a blast because I'll DJ in VR chat and it's just there's a whole room of people in the void and or not the Void. I've done it in the Void too, but the other thing is I wish the Void would update their room so you could actually put somebody's
Well,
stream in there. So you could put like just like Club Orion where you can put someone's Twitch
right,
stream. In the
right.
Void you can't do that, and it's
It's
annoying.
funner that way because
Yeah.
you can see yourself dancing on there, and you're
Yeah.
like, I love
So
that.
as a participant in the crowd, what's it like in there?
It's fun. I have a good time.
Yeah.
I have to make all my friends go because they're like, no, we want to do this, we want to go do that. And I'm like, no, dude, I want to go. And they'll finally go, like, finally. It'll take me like 2 hours to get them to finally fucking go. And they got to be pretty plastered.
It's so fun to see. So one night, I think it was last Monday, we were jamming out. We were having a blast. And you started a conga line, and I noticed it right away as soon as you started it. I think it was you and Alex. And this conga line starts to form, and I'm like, what is going on here? Then I realized, oh, it's a conga line. But it was
Sorry.
moving so
So
weird because it's VR chat. It's not like an actual conga line like people. It's literally
weird.
people sliding. It looks so weird because your avatars they kind of shuffle, but it looked like you were all sliding in a snake line, and I was like,
The
what
same direction.
the fuck?
Oh man.
The first one was okay. The second one was so much better. There were so many people, and I was like, this is so weird.
They were better prepared. Like
Yeah.
they knew to practice.
It
And I was
was
like, I don't know where to take this line. Like I was like, I don't know how to move. I don't
yeah.
know. It was complicated. And I
It
was like, we
worked
can do it.
though.
We
It
can do it.
it
We're drunk
worked.
enough to do this.
Right. That's the other thing, and we've talked about this on previous podcasts, is alcohol. I mean, when you're an adult and you're playing VR chat, anybody that's above the, I mean, even kids that are like 18 plus, they usually, they're not supposed to have alcohol, but alcohol is so synonymous
They
with
do.
playing it, right? You just get on there and you get plastered and you have an amazing time. And I I can't even play VR chat really
Without drinking.
without drinking
Me
anymore.
neither. Me neither.
And I think
Talk.
it's kind of just how that game works. It goes hand in hand. You
Dude,
have to
it's just
be,
like a virtual bar, basically.
yeah.
Like
It's
I'm like the bar is like 3 feet from my bed.
yeah.
And now I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Basically.
Cheers, by the way. Um,
Too.
oh, Also, if you guys haven't done this, for those of you that are 21 and older that can drink legally, take a little bit of Mountain Dew and mix some, well, Mountain Dew Voltage specifically. Mix some vodka in there. Oh, it's so good.
Vodka goes with everything.
It's so good. Anyway, um, yeah, so as a DJ, it's really fun. So I think Monday this week I did a set which at the beginning was really popular. It kind of died off. Um, and I have a couple of my favorite people that come in there and they dance. They're full body dancers.
Yeah.
Jackie and
Yeah.
Dave. I think you've met them. They are my favorite dancers in VR chat because they always come and just vibe. It's great. Um, whether there's like two people or four people or just they just come and vibe. It's awesome. So they
Yeah.
were there Monday, and I was DJing, and it started out great, but then kind of slowly died out. And by the time I think you got off, and then it was just Jeff, because I notice when the vibe is kind of dead, I'll start closing up the set, and I was already an hour and a half in, so I was like, all right, I'll start closing up the set. So
Yeah.
I finished up the set like 5 minutes after you got off. So um, but and that's another thing I like doing is if there's a bunch of people and it's just constant energy, I'll play for. I have 8 hours of music. I can play for 8 hours straight if I
Mm.
wanted to, but it's so much work. So I usually cut off at 4. If
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people, I usually just end at 4 hours in. Um, and then usually somebody else just comes and DJs. But I've noticed as a DJ that there are a lot more DJs popping up in VR chat now because everybody wants to play their own music. Um, but with me, I play music that everyone knows and can vibe to and enjoy,
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
talking about that to somebody just recently. Like you seem to care about your crowd. Other people, they just
Yeah.
play what they like. So,
And when it comes to a lot of DJs in VR chat, they'll just play like uh moving images and psychedelic pictures and shit instead of showing their face and their DJ set and
you'll be
everything.
vibing
Just
out. You'll be dancing
yeah,
around.
I'm fucking
Marcus,
getting it.
YMCA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. YMCA is one of the biggest. So
That was
when I set
great.
up the my set, I start A to Z or sometimes I'll go Z to A, depending on the mood. And I know what songs are going to kind of fit because I kind of do a wave type thing with my music when I'm DJing. Is I will start with kind of a slower song, build it up, and if there's a bunch of people in there, I'll just keep high energy, constant high energy. And then once I see, because I notice there's a lot of full body dancers, I'll start slowing it down a little bit so things can get a little sensual and um, I'll slow it down, throw some slower songs in there, and just have they can enjoy themselves, and it is a lot of fun. And this, so like I was saying, a lot of DJs just show pictures and stuff. Me, so here's my for those of you that are watching on Twitch. I have my Pioneer DJ SP3. DDJ SP3 is what it's called. I love this thing. It is so much fun to just mess around with and do all kinds of effects and stuff and just so I have this camera on the on here on a smaller so I split the screen into two parts, one facing this camera with my DJ set, my turntables as they're called, and then one facing me. And then I have a disco lights and stuff, which are kind of fun. I unplugged it. I don't even know I tried to turn it off. So I have disco lights going in my room, and I just try and set up the environment and just have a blast with everybody. So um, yeah, but that's basically how I do it when I'm DJing in VR chat, and it's a blast. I try to pick songs that everybody knows or can vibe to, and I try to appeal to the audience rather than play some of my own stuff. But then occasionally I'll throw in songs that I really like and want to play. So.
I see
Um,
you copyrighted a lot on Twitch, like
Oh yeah, yeah. That's. I usually take the stream down after just to avoid those actual I can get
the
striked.
strike.
I've only had one strike and I don't know what it was for. It might have been a stream. I don't even know what it was for. But so as far as music goes, it usually just gets muted. They mute the audio. So I usually just delete those to avoid copyright strike, but usually leave all the podcast episodes up. And they usually delete videos 30 days after, which is kind of annoying. I wish you could save them, but there probably is a way to. I just haven't done it. Which is usually why when it comes to podcasts, I'll export it to our YouTube channel and then I can,
Yeah.
put it
Yeah.
on everywhere basically. So,
You can screen record it,
yeah. And
but
it's
that's a lot of memory.
so the way I do it is because Twitch saves the video after we're done streaming, it'll save the file. You can go back and watch the replay. I'll export that to our YouTube channel instead of having to screen record it and everything. I just do it one time, then I export it to YouTube, and then from there I download it to MP3 and post it to our podcast service Anchor, which if you've ever listened to our podcast anywhere, my the ad comes right up. Like the very first thing at the beginning of the show is, "Hi, I'm Jaden Hodges, host of the Jade Show. Do you want to make your own podcast?" And I explain Anchor and all that. And Anchor's a great tool for anybody wanting to start your own podcast. I'm trying to avoid because you're gonna hear it at the beginning of the show if you listen to it, but except for YouTube and stuff. But uh, for those of you that don't know, Anchor's the company we use to distribute our podcast. It's free, which is awesome. You can get paid to do it, which is even better. And you can do it right from your phone. You don't need all the fancy mics and everything. You can do it right from your phone and record and post your own podcast. And it's so easy to do. And they post it everywhere, free for you, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. It's everywhere and it's awesome. So, yeah. Anyway, all
Hmm.
right. So,
I think I've heard of it before. I think I might have used it before.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
such a simple service. It's great. So, anyway, enough about me and everything. How about you, Jade? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this podcast with me. It's like a
Yeah.
special, it's a
Yeah, it's
special
a special
side
episode.
pod. Yeah, it's the side pod. Um, I'm body painting live on Sunday,
Oh,
so
really? That's
yeah,
cool.
to come. Yeah, so
That's
got that
awesome.
going. I'll probably stream that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Two Vixen Jade if anybody wants to watch that.
Yeah,
I'll
Vixen
probably
Jade.
um I'll probably perform on Monday. It's Labor Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot about
I'll
that
be
because
on
I'll
stage. Yes.
I'll have that day off, so I may do. I haven't played my guitar in a minute. I've been wanting to play that for a while. I love just so I have a
Yeah.
loop. I have a looper, and I can play four chords and then hit the loop, and it'll just loop it, and I can play solos. And I love just playing my guitar.
That. I love
Um,
that.
and so I usually I'll do that sometimes for Twitch and everything. But yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but I've been so caught up with the DJing and everything and creating my own music for
Uh,
DJing that I haven't messed with that in a minute. But I mean, I have that gu guitar tattooed on my arm right here, so
nice. I was gonna say if we
um,
run out of shit to talk about, we can talk about tattoos.
oh yeah, for sure.
I love tattoos.
Um, so let's get into your topic. I'll let you introduce it and then we'll get into it. Um, so take it away.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the friend zone. Or like I feel like the non-existence of the friend zone, which I'm sure you have a rebuttal to that. So I don't know.
Non-existence meaning what?
It does not exist. It's not real. Like there is no such thing as the friend zone.
Yes. So, uh, it's here's what happens. Okay, as a guy who's been friend zoned and has friend zoned, I think it's gone both ways with everybody that's dated and friend zoned somebody. Um, it's such a weird thing because you're like, okay, I'm I'm done with you, but I don't hate you, right? I don't absolutely hate you. We can still be friends. But then what ends up happening is you start getting more distant. You don't text and talk as much, and then you just don't ever talk to each other. And it's
Okay, that's I feel like that's different. That's like if you already dated and now you want to be friends because you don't hate each other. Like I don't
oh, okay.
that's
You're talking about getting
like
friend
that's
zoned
not like
initially.
someone who likes you and
Initially
likes
friend
you and
zoned.
likes you, but you don't
Okay.
date them. You know what I'm saying? Like
The other type of friend zoning. Yeah. Okay.
it's sad. It's
Yeah.
sad, but there's a
So,
reason she's not fucking you. Okay? Like Jesus. I
um,
feel like it's just an excuse really. It's almost like he wanted to fuck zone her. Like honestly, he only wanted to fuck her. He didn't want to pay attention to anything about her personality or what she needed or fucking anything out of her life. He really only wanted to fuck. And he didn't have enough game to fucking make it happen. So now he's mad that he's in a friend zone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and so this goes back to high school with my high school crush who, I mean, that was the other thing. She led me on so much that I was like, "Are we gonna date?" And then she was like, "Oh no, I just want to be friends." So there are girls that will lead a guy on, and not every girl is this way, but this girl in particular was just using me to get
But you just
things.
gotta leave her, like okay, like I've liked people, they fucking led me on. Like this shit happens to girls too, but
Yeah.
I guess we just have like a lot more fucking options being thrown at us all the time. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like move on. I don't know. Just okay, you're not
Yeah.
giving me what I want. Just move on. Or we can be friends. I always respect somebody who will be
Right.
my friend. I feel like that means you actually have respect for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even after, if we dated and then afterwards, and it might take
Oh,
some time.
it's gonna be
Like,
awkward. Yeah.
yeah, need some time and space, I think, before you can just be friends again. But yeah, you
Yeah.
you can be friends. But you got to be mature enough, but you can be friends afterwards.
Yeah.
And
And
she might like you again. Honestly, if you can
yeah.
treat her like a person and be her friends, like she might actually fucking date you again.
And this is the thing with um, you know, friend zoning's so weird because it's
It is weird. It's weird, dude. I feel like like so many dudes are literally like they fuck zone girls. Like it's not the fuck zone was a thing way before the friend zone.
yeah.
Like dudes will fucking lie. They'll make up a whole thing just so they can fuck you and then fucking ditch you afterwards. Like a whole fucking story about how much they love you and how great and how wonderful it's gonna be. And if you're young, dude, it's just like you'll fall for
Yeah.
that shit and be like, wait, what the fuck? I thought
Yeah.
like what the fuck?
And I will say I am guilty of that. I think a lot of guys are. But
That's fucked
I
up.
can admit it. I can admit it. But I think what happens is we get so caught up in the moment of like emotions and hormones that we're like, oh, we'll say anything we have to, get this girl to be ours for such an amount of time or whatever. And then once we
Uh-huh.
get what we want, then it's like, okay, now what? And
Yeah.
I think, younger me, like high school me, that was all I was. Like I was trying to get whatever I could. And then once I got it, it was like, all right, well,
So sad.
yeah.
That's so sad.
Now I just don't. I have no game at all. I can't flirt. I can't fucking. I have like no game. It's
That's
sad,
karma.
dude.
That's your karma, dude. That's what you get.
Yeah, yeah. It might be karma,
Maybe.
but I think it's just gotten to the point now where dating is so difficult that I'm like, I really don't even want to go out and try to date anymore because it's so frustrating. Um, just you put out for somebody and you're there. See, and this is the other thing. I was just talking with my friends about this, my roommates. Nice guys finish last. I'm a nice guy. I'm a very nice guy, but that's the problem. I'll fall for, I'll be nice and I want now that I'm older, I want a relationship. I want somebody who's there, who I can love and trust and be by my side, but then it ends up collapsing and it just never works out and it's
Why do you think it's collapsing? Like what happened?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do on my part, something I may be doing during the initial I'm just fucking weird. Like that's the other thing. Girls don't I'm a weird motherfucker,
I'm
okay?
weird too, though. Look, I don't even hang out with girls a lot because they're weird as fuck. Girls are weird as fuck, dude. Like, but see, I think it takes like honestly, I think I like to hang out with dudes because like, okay, dudes are fucking dumbasses, right?
Yeah.
But the because I like men, like the sexual attention, like makes me not care that they're dumbasses. Just like
Yeah.
when dudes hang out with females, they're like, I don't care if you're a bitch or if you're weird or whatever. Like I can deal with it because I like women. Like you know what I'm saying? Like not
Right.
necessarily always like being sexual, but I just forgive a lot because I like men. I like to be around men. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
But yeah,
probably
I
because my dad.
I don't know. It's just frustrating to try and date now in 2021, especially.
That's for
Like,
everybody. That's for everyone. I don't know
it's
if it was ever not difficult.
well, okay. I mean, throughout high school, you'd ask a girl out on a date, which was terrifying, by the way. Um, And then you'd go on the one date, and then it was usually, all right, that was fun. I just spent, $20 on dinner, and you know, it never worked out for me. Then I'd have friends that, you know, got the game, if you want to call it that. They'd go and have sex in the back of a car that night, and it's like I wanted to be that, but at the same time, it was cringy as fuck. It was like,
Yeah,
you
it is a
know,
little cringy. Like you got to be aggressive a little bit.
right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm not aggressive. I'm too much of a hippie, dude. I just I was so I care for people legitimately, and people that I haven't even met in person. There's a lot of friends in VR chat and Discord that I legitimately love. And
Yeah,
uh, the downside to being this type of person is I'm susceptible to being taken advantage of. Very easily taken advantage of, and it happens quite a bit, but I just shrug it
I
off
never
and
saw you. I never really saw you as like susceptible to being taken advantage of or anything like
yeah,
that.
I just go along
I
with
never
everything.
even
I'm very, very relaxed and
feel that.
hippie-like.
I feel that. I'll always be like trying to be polite, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, or make, I don't want to make people feel bad, so I'll just,
right. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want
yeah.
to
I'm
insult
like, hold up,
anybody.
hold up. I didn't want this though. Like, wait a second. Like,
Yeah,
just wait.
and
I wasn't
and
ready.
with me, I always try to avoid confrontations. If someone pisses me off at work, here's a problem I have personally. If someone pisses me off, and I have no thing like no one to vent to or anything, I just sit and let it fester. I
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it all fucking day, and
yeah.
it just gets worse. And I think about horrible shit I could say to that person, but I can't. I'm not man enough to say it to the person, you know.
Oh,
So
say that.
no, I
No,
I
it's
am
not
like legit. Here's a story. I used to work with these. I used to work for a carpentry company back home, and the boss was an absolute asshole. And I mean, I got along with him okay, but he was one of the type of people that was never wrong, and he was very argumentative. And if you tried to argue against him, he had a PhD. He was very, very smart, so he could word things to outsmart you, and you wouldn't even be able to argue a point. And I just give up. I was like, well, whatever. I'm not even gonna argue with you because it's pointless. And then his sons, he had two sons. Well, he had a lot of sons. He had four sons and then three daughters. But um,
God
his
damn.
his yeah, yeah,
Mm.
Mormon families. So his two oldest sons, they worked with me in the shop. They were younger than me by a couple years, uh, but they were such assholes, and they would feed off each other's like they would fuck with me when I was working in the shop, and they would just feed off each other's energy. One person would say something, and then the other kid would be like, "Oh yeah," and they just feed off that energy. Usually I wouldn't respond to it. It was when I did respond to it that it got worse. And oh my God, I would just go home and just fucking think about bashing their goddamn heads in, and you know, it was
Yeah.
it was bad, but I could never bring myself to do it. So
Mhm.
I'm just that type of person. It's an issue I have, but other than that, I'm a peaceful motherfucker. I love people. I'm a hippie.
Oh, too. I love people. I like to make people feel special around me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but I will pop off if somebody pisses me off.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, getting friend zoned. It's I don't know. It's just a weird thing, and it's like uh,
I
you
don't
know,
really think it's that big of a deal. Like, you can
it's
literally just move
not
on.
s- well, it's usually girls that are doing the friend zoning most of the
Right?
time,
Right.
and they a lot of times have other things on their mind. They don't want a relationship, but they want friendship. And I get that. But there are guys, and I've been in that mindset of where they're like really attached and they think it's going to be more than a friendship. And then it ends up not being that, and then they just kind of sulk, and it hurts so bad, you know?
So sad. And I'm like, dude, but she's not with you for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. If you've
Well,
ever like had someone around you that's like that, and it's like
yeah.
they're constantly like hitting on you and you're just not into it, but they keep sticking around, you know what I'm saying? But they don't ever do what you like. You know, they're just constantly hitting on you. You know, it's like I don't know, it's not a
See,
lot of
and I've
substance
I've
there.
never had that.
Like,
It's usually the girls that get that, and it's usually the girls that do the friend zoning.
it
So,
pushes off of you and you're like, dude, I don't hate you, but get the fuck off me, man. Like, come on. Like, give me a chance to breathe. They
right.
don't know how to they won't know how to kiss. They won't know what they're doing. They'll be
Oh,
fucking up
yeah.
left and right, and you're like, "Okay, I can't." Like, you're not turning me on. Like, what do you want me to do? Fake it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
It's
my God.
complicated. It's
Right.
complicated. I think it's complicated for both parties.
Oh yeah. No, humans are so we're weird
Complex.
fucking creatures. You know that? Like like we're weird fucking creatures.
It's
I,
true.
like I look at my own penis sometimes and I'm like, who designed
Oh,
this? Who
mm,
designed this thing, man? Like you couldn't have put the nuts on the inside? You had to leave them out in the open. Like, come on, you could have avoided so many problems. I don't know. Humans are fucking weird. But
I feel that way. Like, if you ever went to church and they talk about like how perfect God makes everything and how he never makes any mistakes, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I think some mistakes made. You know what I mean? Like, don't be telling me that bullshit.
okay, what is a mistake from the female body that God made?
Shit, I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
I would say periods.
Yeah, that'd be.
That's
But you know
like,
what? Like, some animals don't have their period, and so like the eggs stay in there, and they end up with cancer. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
like, I think with
It could. Yeah.
cats, I think like you got to get them spayed if you're not gonna
Yeah.
be if you're not gonna be
It's
mating
just
them or whatever.
apparently it's an agonizing process for the girls, and it's like, why does it have
It's
to be
awful.
designed that way? You know,
It's
why does it
horrible,
have to be designed that way, man?
and they downplay it a lot in school. So you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine, and then it's just it's not fine. Like,
Miserable
everyone's
for
telling you that it's fine, but it's
a
you're like, oh, this is fine, I guess.
and that it's like, oh my God, why can't you just poop the egg out instead of having to go through all that
Yeah,
shit?
horrible.
You know what I mean? Like, come
That's
on.
so gross, Gear.
I'm sorry. I
That's
just
so disgusting.
I'm sorry. You could have designed it better, man. You didn't have to go through this long, painful, cramping process, you know. You could
I
have
mean,
put
like,
my
why can't the
nuts.
egg just come out? Like, why does the whole shit just have to like?
I don't know.
I don't know,
We're
dude. It's like a
designed weird,
complete,
man.
like a whole thing. I don't know, dude. You're right.
Yeah,
It is weird.
you
It
know.
is weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that's weird.
So,
Yeah. I
um,
have like a piece of female anatomy that I would say, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say it.
I kind of want you to now. What are you talking about?
I'm just like, why is all your shit like right next to your asshole? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah, that is a
everything's
good
too
point.
close. Why is it all together?
That is a good, and especially on girls. Girls have like they're it's close.
Have any fucking we literally don't have any fucking protection from the outside world. It's
No,
just like
uh,
what the fuck,
it's
dude? What is
so yeah, that's weird.
that? Posh, what are you talking about?
You reading your live
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, you did.
We're chatting about the human body and how fucking weird it is.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of gross. We should probably change the
yeah, let's
subject.
change the subject. All right, so let's go to tattoos because you brought this up earlier.
Talk about tattoos.
Yeah,
Dude, I want so many
I
tattoos.
do too. I want a few more. What was my guitar was my last one, I guess. I need to get the supernatural tattoo, which is gonna go on this side of my chest, because
Natural?
I have the wolf on
Like
this
the
side.
show? Like the show?
Yeah, Supernatural, Sam and Dean and Bobby and Cass and, all of them. They're great. Can't forget
Oh,
Crowley. Crowley's my favorite. Well, Dean
Crowley?
Dean is
I didn't watch that show.
Dean is my favorite, but Crowley's probably my second favorite. And then Sam, of course.
Oh, Stranger Things. Hell yeah, dude. I would get a Stranger Things tattoo. That should be
I've
badass.
never watched the show,
That show is
and
badass.
a lot of people probably talk shit for that. They're like, "You've never watched Stranger Things? What the fuck?" I'm like, "I've just never watched it. I just started
Okay. It's
oh,
okay.
what's the other one I need to watch? Narcos. I've never seen Narcos.
Never seen that.
Um,
Seen that.
I love Breaking Bad, so Breaking Bad's been out for
Seen
years,
that.
right?
Seen
And
that shit. It's
I
great.
started it and I finished it within like a week maybe. I binge watched the fuck out of that show. It was so good. Um, and the ending pretty well done. It was very, climactic. Then another show was Supernatural. I fucking finished that. There were 15 seasons to get through. What's another? Fuck. Peaky Blinders. That's another one. I
Okay,
love
one of those, I think.
Peaky Blinders is so good, and
Yeah, I love that
it's
too.
one of the reasons that I drink whiskey straight now.
No
So,
shit.
yeah, I just drink whiskey straight. I used to like do Jack and Cokes all the time, but now I'll just drink it straight because of that show. So what are some tattoos that you want? Because I want the supernatural star on this side. Um,
Okay.
and then I guess I'll start with showing off my tattoos that I have that I can show off, I guess. So I have the wolf here, and this one's like I got this one because me and the boys would go out late at night and just get drunk and howl at the moon. So I got that
There
one.
you go. There you go.
And then I got this one after I got out of a certain place, which you guys can probably guess, but um, yeah, not the best time in my life. Then I got this one in Memphis, Tennessee, by one of the world's best tattoo artists, and I
Oh my
didn't
God.
know that at the time,
Yeah.
but I've seen his picture on Inked magazine, was like, holy shit. Um, so that one is pretty good. I just noticed I have a grease stain there that I didn't get out. Okay. And then this one is my guitar, which is the Gibson SG. I've got that in the background over there. And then I have the one on my back, but because of TOS, I can't show it.
Oh, they won't let you show a back. They're so weird.
Yeah, I just don't want to risk it because if you take your shirt off at all, they freak out. I had that happen once, so
Did you really? You took
yeah.
off your shirt?
Well, I was streaming without a shirt on, and then I got a email that was like, "Hey, don't do that." So,
Yeah, me and Alex were talking about doing like a hot tub stream.
oh
I
God,
think you can be in a swimsuit though, right?
yeah.
Cool, cool.
So, what tattoos do you have? Let's go over that first.
I just have one.
Oh, you just have one?
Yeah, it's a cherry
What?
blossom. This
Oh.
is, I have a fake one up here.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Turkey-
looks like.
I get temporary tattoos all the time.
See, I don't want anything temporary. I want it there. And that's the other
No,
thing is,
so do I do too. Like I want all animals though, like all different kinds of animals and probably some cartoons. Maybe like an anime leg and a fucking
huh,
cartoon leg.
that'd be interesting. See, and I think the next tat I'm gonna get is the supernatural one. The one after that, I'm gonna get something biker related because I ride a motorcycle, so I'll probably get something biker related. All my tattoos, and there are some people that do this and some people that just don't care. They don't really have a path with their designs or anything. I always customize my tattoos just a little bit so they're my twist on the
Yeah,
tattoo.
yeah.
So
I think
that,
usually the artists will do that too.
yeah. So I'll take the base design and customize it to my liking. So, like for my snake on the sword and the compass, I brought the compass in, and then the snake was around like I found that snake, and then I slid the sword in there, and it just it fits so nice. The guitar, I found a design of like a tribal guitar, and then it was awesome. It fit perfect because it was, yeah, it was just tribal. I really like tribal tattoos. Like this one's tribal.
I
My
see.
wolf is
Yeah, your shit.
tribal.
Yeah, it looks tribal.
Yeah, so I like tribals. They're cool.
Yeah, I designed a tattoo for my sister. Like she wanted a sword right here with a snake. It
Mm,
looks a lot like your arm.
yeah, yeah. It's a very common design. And the other thing is,
It
all
would be
my
fun.
all my tattoos have meaning. Um, this symbolizes a new start and a new direction because the snake is shedding its skin on the sword, and then that's it symbolizes a new start, and the compass stands for new direction. So yeah,
Cool, man.
and then this one,
I
all
like
my
it.
tattoos have meaning. Like I don't get a tattoo if it doesn't have a good meaning to me. So, and some people just get tattoos to just get tattoos, and I'm like, yeah, good for you,
Uh,
but I like
I'll
to
probably be like a
explain.
little of both.
Yeah, I like to explain why I got that tattoo. So, what you explained you want animals and stuff. Do you have a favorite
Mm.
animal?
No, I can't pick a favorite animal,
Oh,
but I
really?
do want like a lot of like bulls, like a lot of bull inspired stuff. I guess because like I don't know, I'm pretty stubborn. Like I'm a Taurus as well, so
Oh, okay.
I just
All
feel
right.
like I don't know. I like to butt heads with people a lot.
See, and I'm an Aquarius, so kind of
Oh, that
fits.
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a
That makes sense.
hippie.
That
So,
makes a lot of sense, man.
um, and that's the other thing is I don't really study a lot of the signs and shit. I know about mine, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah.
know about all that other stuff. But I see posts about it all the
More,
time on Facebook.
a little more to your personality than just like one sign. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So,
And your
like all
sign,
your life experiences, all your other signs, like there's other shit too, like,
yeah.
but
You
I
know what's
don't know.
funny
It
is
does say some shit about you.
it's funny that that kind of lines up with your Harry Potter house, your Hogwarts house. Um, you'll see the signs, certain signs will actually match with a certain house.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm a Hufflepuff. So
What is that? What is a Hufflepuff? Is there an animal for that?
yeah, it's the badger.
The badger.
The
Okay, that's
badger
the
is
only one I
theirs.
can remember.
Because there's Ravenclaw, which is obviously the raven. There's Slytherin, obviously the snake, and
I forgot
then
you Slytherin.
the Gryffindor is the griffin, I think, or
No,
it's
I feel like
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a griffin.
yeah, I could be Gryffindor because like
Do you not
I
know
don't
your
know.
house?
No, hell no. I don't follow Harry Potter shit.
What?
I'm sorry.
Uh,
I'm
I'm a
sorry.
massive nerd when it comes to that shit. So
Good, you're good. Dude, I need to finish Naruto. Like
you
Shippuden.
haven't finished
I
Naruto?
haven't finished it. No, uh, I
All
kept
right,
falling asleep and then I lost where I was. And then I don't know if you've ever been through that, but it's just so fucking long,
I
man.
can't fall asleep during a movie or show.
Really?
Nope. Um, unless so sometimes when I come home from work, I'll sit and start watching a YouTube video, and then I start nodding off, and then I just go to bed. Um,
Hmm.
that's like a YouTube video, but if I'm invested in a movie, like last night I watched Taken. I haven't seen that movie in I don't know
I
how
love
many
that.
years. Came
I
out in
love
like
that. We were just
2012.
doing that shit
Yeah.
earlier. I have a special set of
Yeah,
skills. Like,
yeah.
dang, we were doing that shit.
So I watched that movie and I was still tired, but I was so invested in the movie I couldn't sleep. So um, that's nice. Trying to think of like so where are you in life right now? Like you working? Are you what are you doing these days?
Man, my kid just started going to school, so I got a lot of extra time all of a sudden. So I'm just trying to figure out like what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
Pretty much just trying to figure out what kind of content I want to make.
Yeah. That's tough. I just recently took my channel and privated it, my YouTube channel. The podcast channel's still available and we're always posting the videos there, but my YouTube channel is now fully private so no one can see anything, just the amount of
What?
subscribers I have. Um, I was having big issues with harassment, and people were degrading my content that I put hours of work into. So I was like, if
What?
you're, yeah. And I mean, I get they're kids, but it was so constant. They
Oh,
went
you got
through,
trolls?
yeah, it was like, it was trolling, but it had gone on since 2015 forward. So, um,
God
yeah,
damn.
yeah. And I started my YouTube channel in
Feels.
2012. Started the channel in 2012 and had kept it up and
What kind of videos were you putting out?
gaming content. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do occasional random videos, vlogs, and videos of me playing guitar and stuff. Um, but it was so that it got so bad. They went through and commented uh, the same ridiculous shit about my past and things that I don't want to bring up, because I've said it before. I have been in prison, you know, and it's not great. It's a dark spot in my past. I don't talk about it a lot because I've moved on. But they made fun of it. They were making jokes about it, and they posted it on every single video I own. I had 550 something videos over a period of almost 10 years. They went through and commented all this terrible shit about me. And I was like, that's fucked. And I'm not going to spend time to try and delete all these comments. It's just not worth it. So I was like, well, if you're going to degrade me, I'm done. You guys are terrible. So,
It was someone you knew?
yeah, I played games with all these kids. And keep in mind, they're kids. They don't understand, you know, they haven't been in my position, so they don't get it. But it's kind of like a punishment to them. Like you're fucking with somebody's livelihood. That's not okay. And here's your punishment. No more content. So,
Damn, Gear. That
yeah,
sucks. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I've moved on from it, but I may come back at some point. But at the moment, it kind of came at a point where it was like I didn't really, and I'm still in that position because I talked to you about this where there were days where I just felt numb to everything and I couldn't uh, decide whether I was happy or sad or I was it was more like numb right in the middle but on the verge of sadness because I didn't know which way I was going. And I hate that feeling. It happens a lot.
You're
Um,
saying just like not happy.
yeah, I mean,
Not happy,
not
like
happy but not sad. Like I was
yeah,
just there.
but you didn't
So
really enjoy not being happy, probably.
right.
Like
I'm a generally happy person. I never am sad and it's usually just that numb feeling bordering into sadness. Like it's not sad where I'm like depressed and shit. It's just like what the fuck do I do? Like, like I
yeah.
hate that.
Yeah,
So
I feel you, dude.
I have days like that and then, I just have to and this is why I love music so much is it pulls me out of that and just gets me elevated again. So, and that's why one of the reasons I started DJing is I can make other people feel good and be happy and stuff, and that makes me feel good. So, you know, that's
Mhm.
why I DJ a lot of the times, and why I got into this was I wanted to make my own music and do stuff. So,
So how
um,
have you been feeling lately? Like, did it linger or did it
since
pass?
it's past, and a lot of that is because of uh, I think I just
DJ?
needed I think I needed a change of environment because there was that period where I was in that mind space. I had just lost my job. I was gonna take a week off and try and make music and or play some games or something and record content and I just didn't want to do any of that. I was kind of numb to everything and just was like, I don't know what to do. And then the week after, I started picking myself back up by doing DJing and VR chat and seeing everyone else have a good time. And that made me happy because everyone else was having a great time. So it
Yeah,
pulled me out of it. Like music
yeah.
pulled me out of it. And that's why I love music so much. Um, and then the week after that, which is this current week, I started a new job, and like I said at the beginning of the show, my supervisor. literally gave me, like a psychedelic, and then like during lunch we all smoked weed. I mean, it was wild, and I love my job because of that reason. It's great. Everybody's just
No, it's just not like very comforting to hear like construction workers like tripping out.
so
They're
well,
building shit.
that was just me. It was just me. It wasn't my boss. I think it was like an initiation thing. I don't know. It was just me, as far as I
I
know,
can't
because I was
believe
so
you
young.
did it, dude.
I've never tried it, so I wanted to try it.
That's
It's
really
it's
cool.
pretty crazy. I don't like it as much as I like other psychedelics. But uh, it was an experience for sure. But then, like, I smoked weed and calmed down a lot more. Everyone there smokes weed, and the only reason they do it is because it kind of numbs you to the heat. It's like 90 degrees outside, and when you're that high or that high is there, you can't really feel the heat. So a lot of the people I work with just do it because they don't want. We're in the like this huge open field on a flat thing of concrete working, so it's pretty hot. But you smoke a bit of weed, you can work all day, and so that's why a lot of them do it. But you don't get too high where you can't even work.
Right.
So, and
Right.
if they do it so much that their body's used to it. My body wasn't ready. I haven't had weed or psychedelics in months, so uh, yeah, it was an experience.
Oh,
Um,
you don't smoke?
oh no, I smoke all the time if I have it, but I have my dealer that my guy.
Okay.
He's not here anymore. He's not dead, but he's not here. I don't know how to get a
Like,
hold of him. So
not even just fucking playing a reality or like
yeah, no, he just doesn't
like
answer
oh
anymore,
shit.
and so I've basically
Oh man.
lost my plug. So I need to find a new one. Um, that and it's expensive. I have bills to pay. I can't, I can't pay for all that shit all the time. So, but I
Yeah, I saw
definitely,
you vaping.
huh?
Yeah, I thought I saw you vaping like during
Yeah,
one of the
I
podcasts.
I vape all the time. Which is, fairly inexpensive. It's a lot cheaper than smoking. I used to do that, and I quit, uh, what, 3.5 years? Yeah, would have been about 3.5 years ago. It, Smoking got to the point where I was going through like 2 packs a day, and I couldn't even walk upstairs without catching my breath. So I was like, all right, it's time to move on. So I took like a month of not smoking, which was so hard. It was ridiculous. And then I switched over to vaping, and I haven't turned back since. Um, it's just a lot cleaner, and I felt the difference. Still got
Yeah.
the
I
nicotine,
can
but
barely smoke. Like
yeah,
I'll not be able to function. Really. Like I'll
I
turn almost like I feel like gray. Like I
yeah
feel like I'm ashes.
yeah. It's
And like
not
I never went
healthy.
over like 10 cigarettes a day at my worst. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not healthy.
No,
So I
no,
try to
not at all.
avoid it. I try to
Not
avoid
the
it,
best. Not the best.
but so what kind of music do you like? I mean, uh, everybody likes the music I play because everybody knows the music I play, but what kind of music do you like?
I like all kinds of shit, to be honest. I know everybody says that, but I
Yeah,
like all shit. I like pop shit. I like rap. I like hip hop. I like fucking. I like certain types of country, but not like pop
I'm not a
country.
big fan of country. The
Like
old
old
shit,
country.
talking
Yeah. I'm talking
1950s
about.
to the 70s, about that
You're talking
era.
about Johnny Cash, Waylon
Yeah,
Jennings, fucking Willie Nelson,
yep.
fucking like, yeah, some good shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
I do
all.
like country hip hop. Like, I'm kind of digging that shit.
I'm not a fan. I'll play Old Town Road,
Yeah.
like,
I like, you know, it's all like an art form. Like, I really
yeah,
like fucking enjoy art in general. So.
yeah,
And I like sad music a lot, which is why, like,
yeah.
for a long time, before I was hanging out with you for a long time, like, I wasn't listening to music at all because, like, every time I listened to music, I would just spiral, like, into this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I know
Uh,
other people that do this, but yeah, it was
yeah.
like,
And I get that. I've been in that mindset too.
gosh.
And I have done the same thing 100% where you just spiral down. But
Yes.
see, I'm an old soul. All right. I
I've grown up a
belonged in
lot.
the should have been born in the 60s, so I was raised in the 70s and like 80s, all that era because the music I listen to comes from that. Most of the music I listen to comes from that era. Um, the except for when I'm DJing, obviously, but oh man, like 75% of music in my phone ranges from 1950 to 1990. That era, all of that music.
Yeah, you were playing Elvis. Like,
Oh yeah,
what day was that? Was that Monday?
that was Monday. Yeah.
Were you still tripping?
No,
Was that
no.
the Monday you were
Yeah,
tripping?
that was the Monday, but
Oh my
that
God, you
was
just kept going?
no, no. It's only six hours, but it was about 4.5 was as much
Cool.
as I'd taken. So by the time work was over, I was fine. So I was just
I
back
like
to
it good.
normal.
I like when people like pull themselves out of drugs. Like once I do drugs, I'm gonna be fucked up all day. Like if I smoke weed, I'm gonna be high all day.
Well,
Like
see, and that's the thing is if you're working, a lot of the times you'll work it out of your system because you're sweating.
it's true.
So
That's true.
if you're sitting
Yeah,
there in your room and you're just gone, it takes even 12
yeah,
hours to
yeah,
process because you're not
yeah.
moving. I
I
was
agree.
moving and sweating and doing shit in the sun, so
Even drinking, like if I drink and then like go like dance, like I won't be drunk in like half an hour, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, it'll work out of
It'll
your
be gone.
system.
It'll be gone. Which is good. It's a good thing, I
Yeah,
think.
it's our body's way of getting rid of toxins. Um, but talking about music, so me, I'm a massive Pink Floyd fan. I can't. I just
Oh
got
my
so.
God, the shirt. I have a Pink Floyd shirt. I fucking forgot.
All
I
right,
totally forgot.
you should have wore it because I have. Let me see, where is it? It's my favorite album of all time. Second, yeah, second favorite album. There it is. I forgot I alphabetized these. I got so bored one day I alphabetized my records. I also collect records. That's because I'm an old nerd.
I
So
used to do that
this is an
until I
original
lost them all.
original 1973 copy of Dark Side of the Moon, and
Where did you get it?
eBay cost me a bit of
Oh,
money. It wasn't too much, but it was
there's like a
brand new.
really
So
cool story behind that. You're like, I bought it.
yeah, yeah, and it's such a good album. It's my second favorite album of all time. Um, I love old music because the amount of soul and emotion that's put into it. You have to, because now with new music, I mean, you still get a little bit of soul, but it's all
Digital.
electronic and
Yeah.
digital, and even the music I'm making now for DJing, I'm creating like a whole album for DJing, but it's all electronic, and yeah, I'll vibe to it and I love it and it's great. It's something I created, but it doesn't have as much emotional connection as if I wrote something on my guitar and played it heartfelt. It's a little different.
Man,
Um,
it's like directly from you to the
right.
instrument,
Yeah.
whereas like one goes through a computer. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
anything that's like the most direct method of getting like something from your brain out is going to be the most organic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think artists deal with this a lot. Like I've had to deal with this because I switched from like regular art to digital art, which has been complicated and it's taken me like years to get used to. You know what I'm saying? And it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's not it's not the same. Like I have to change all these
Right.
settings, all this shit. Like I'm not just I'm not just dabbing in paint or
Right.
fucking sketching, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like oh, it drives me crazy sometimes. Like it literally drives me crazy.
So that's
And then
why
the
that's why I
flat.
love that older art style, 'cause it's so much more just the older era of human, I guess, 'cause it's so much more emotion and soul put into it. Even going down to like automobiles, the work we did, the way we acted as people, we were just it was better times in that time where everybody respected each other to the point where if you argued
No.
with somebody, it was like, all right, well, I respect you. We can disagree, agree to disagree. It wasn't like, oh, right, left. It was
No,
just better
I'm not
time.
into that. I think there's just less people, probably
Yeah,
less people.
it
Like
wasn't
not
as
as highly
densely populated.
concentrated.
Oh, and they
Yeah,
didn't have social media. That's another big thing.
social
So,
media. Like they had correspondence, bro.
right.
Like they're just fucking mailing letters. Like,
Yeah.
dude, we can connect with people across the world now,
Yep. It's wild.
which is fucking. It's really cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't think people should talk down on it so much. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know there's probably like there's some things that aren't great about being on your phone all the time. I'm sure that's like, and then like VR chat, dude. Like
Oh,
as much as
dude.
I spend with that fucking
Yeah.
the headset is squeezing my
I know,
fucking
right?
face.
Like this thing,
You know what
so
I'm saying?
it's
Ah,
yeah, and
it
it's
hurts.
bad.
It hurts.
Like I get my hair caught in it. I mean, the amount of
It's
shit.
not good for my eyes, dude. Like I get
Oh,
so tired because my eyes feel like they're burning. Like
yeah.
I'm just like I think I need to go take a nap. I don't know, man. Like my eyes are fucked up.
Yeah. So
But at the
it's
same time, I can go hang out with people that I never would have got to meet
right.
ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have shadow on right now? Like
A shadow?
eyeshadow? Eyeshadow.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of like red eyeliner.
Okay, I was like, did you just pull your headset off? Like, you know?
No, dude, but people will be like, "What the fuck is wrong with your
Yeah.
face?" You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
swollen, even the next day, it's like swollen right
Yeah.
here, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Fuck you."
the worst was when I passed out in VR chat. Woke up the next morning in my bed because my headset will reach my bed. I can sit and, I pass
Dude,
out. I woke up the next morning. My headset's still on. I'm in the like
seen
the
Jeff
black
do
cat
that.
or something. And I was like, oh God, oh no. And I pulled the headset off, big old sweat ring, and
Good.
then just red.
Just red. It's
Yeah,
all red, and then it's just like the red goes away, but it's still swollen.
yeah, it's
You're
so
like, "Yeah,
bad.
I got Botox." Like, I got a procedure done.
Right.
That shit
Uh,
is it's swollen as fuck. And they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with your face, man? Are you tired?" Like,
it's good stuff. But
it's like, "Fuck you, dude."
anyway. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has reached an hour. I appreciate Jade being here. This has been a great hour. This has been a
Yeah,
great podcast.
fun. Thank you for having me once again.
Yes.
Like, I'm SU Vixen Jade on Twitch, and Sunday I'm gonna be streaming some body paint. Anybody wants to see, I will let you guys know when it's gonna be.
Sounds good. Was it SU Vixen?
Yeah, SU Vixen Jade.
Jade. Okay. All right. So go check that out on Twitch. She'll
Thank
be
you.
live streaming. And yeah, thanks for listening. Uh, those of you that are on Jade's stream, if you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to YouTube and all of the episodes are there. Not all of them. I still need to upload some on there, but we most of them are there. If you want to get all the episodes, anywhere you get your podcasts, you can find it there. The JH Show. Everywhere you get your podcasts, that's the JH Show. So this podcast will probably be uploaded tonight to YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts. So look forward to that. Um, and yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next week. Oh, we'll see you tomorrow because our main podcast is tomorrow. So
I'll be watching.
hell yeah. All right. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Mwah.